Have you ever imagined a Brazil squad announcement without Neymar Jr. in it? For many fans, that idea sounds almost impossible, even disrespectful. But this time, you may need to prepare yourself for exactly that. Because according to everything Carlo Ancelotti has been saying, and what the situation currently looks like, Neymar's absence might not just be a possibility. It could actually be the smartest decision for Brazil right now. Let's face it, hearing that might sting a little. Neymar is the face of Brazilian football for over a decade. His flair, his dribbles, his creativity, they've all been a huge part of Brazil's identity. But at this stage, wanting Neymar back in a national team right now isn't just unrealistic. It might actually hurt the team's long-term growth. Neymar has only just returned to football after a very long recovery period. He played his first game back for Santos, the club where it all began for him. After that match, his words said it all. "I'm happy to be back. Step by step, I'm progressing." And that's the key phrase, step by step. Bringing him into the high-pressure environment of the Brazilian national team right now would be unfair. Not only to Neymar himself, but also to the project that Ancelotti is building. So if Carlo Ancelotti decides not to call Neymar up for the upcoming friendlies, fans really shouldn't be disappointed. There's a reason behind it, a smart, strategic reason. Ancelotti has already been clear in his press conferences. This November's call-up is all about experimentation. He said, "We'll be trying things out. This is part of our preparation phase." Now, how comfortable are you with that word? Experiment? Because this time, Ancelotti truly means it. Across every position, from goalkeeping to attack, he plans to test depth, rotation, and new faces. He wants to identify who can be relied upon when the big tournaments arrive. And that means the November friendlies are not about picking the strongest possible 11. They're about building the strongest possible squad. So if you're expecting your dream team in this squad, maybe lower that expectation a little. This is not the final Brazil. This is the testing ground for the Brazil that will go to the 2026 World Cup. Let's start at the back. Normally, when we talk about Brazil's goalkeepers, three names immediately come to mind: Alisson Becker, Ederson, and Bento. These three are practically locked in for the World Cup squad. However, for the upcoming friendlies, Alisson will be unavailable due to injury. That leaves the door open for Ederson and Bento, and possibly even a fresh face like Hugo Souza. If Ancelotti gives someone new a chance, it wouldn't be surprising. But if he doesn't, that's also fine. These games are all about balance, trying something different, but without breaking the rhythm of the team. Now, moving to defense. This is where Brazil looks truly solid. Eder Militao and Gabriel Magalhaes have been performing at an absolutely top level for both club and country. Their consistency, discipline, and leadership make them hard to drop. Here's the problem, or rather, the sweet headache for Ancelotti. What happens to Marquinhos, the PSG captain and longtime defensive leader? When a player like Marquinhos becomes a second-choice option, it tells you everything about how strong the defensive line has become. For these upcoming games, it might actually be refreshing if Militao and Magalhaes are rested. That would give Ancelotti the chance to test combinations like Marquinhos with Beraldo, or perhaps even Alexander Ribeiro if he's fully fit again. And don't be surprised if one or two defenders from the Brazilian league get called up. Ancelotti is watching the domestic players closely, and this could be the perfect time to reward them with a national call-up. The key here is simple. Avoid the same defensive mistakes Brazil made in the past. The new faces must show composure, tactical awareness, and maturity. This is their opportunity to prove that they belong on the world stage. If there's one area that continues to worry fans, it's the fullback positions. Let's be honest. Compared to the world's elite teams, Brazil's fullbacks just haven't been at that same dominant level in recent years. Whether it's Wesley, Van der Sar, or Augusto, the options have been solid, but not spectacular. Still, there's hope. Wesley has shown flashes of brilliance, and Augusto could bring that old-school Brazilian energy back into the game. If Ancelotti includes both Wesley and Enrique in the squad, that might finally give Brazil the balance they've been missing on the flanks. Because in modern football, fullbacks are not just defenders. They are attackers, creators, and sometimes even goal scorers. Brazil's identity has always been built around width and creativity, and it's time for the new generation of fullbacks to live up to that tradition. Now, let's talk about midfield, the engine of the team. Here, Casemiro and Bruno Guimaraes are two names that simply pick themselves. Their control, composure, and leadership make them irreplaceable. But who comes next? This is where Ancelotti's experiment will truly be fascinating. The young André Santos should be among the top candidates for a call-up. His energy, passing range, and intelligence on the ball have made him one of the most exciting prospects in Brazil. If a few more names from the Brazilian league get a chance here, it would make perfect sense. These matches are about discovering depth, the next generation of midfielders who can carry Brazil forward after Casemiro's era. And when we move a little higher up to the attacking midfield, two key players stand out: Andreas Pereira and Lucas Paqueta. Pereira's form at Fulham has been eye-catching, and he brings dynamism and creativity. Paqueta, on the other hand, is almost guaranteed a place, even if some fans have mixed feelings about him. His technical ability, vision, and chemistry with Brazil's forwards make him a crucial part of Ancelotti's setup. And now, to the part that always sparks debate, Brazil's attack. This is where the Real excitement lies. For the World Cup, players like Vinicius Junior, Rodrygo, and Raphinha are automatic contenders. But for these upcoming games, expect changes. Vinicius might actually miss out, not because of form, but simply because he deserves rest. The workload he carries at Real Madrid is enormous, and Ancelotti may prefer to protect him for the long term. Rodrygo, however, is a different case. Despite being at the same club, he hasn't been getting as many minutes lately. A national team call-up could give him the confidence boost he needs, and fans would love to see him back in the yellow shirt again. Unfortunately, Raphinha is injured, a bit of bad luck, since his leadership and aggression on the right flank are always valuable. But remember, this is an experimental squad, so every absence opens a new door. Now here's where things get truly exciting. Keep your eyes on Estevão, the teenage wonder kid from Chelsea. He's only 17, but already playing with incredible maturity in the Premier League. His pace, technique, and confidence make him one of the brightest young stars in world football. If Ancelotti doesn't include him, fans will definitely be shocked. He's the future face of Brazilian football, someone who could carry the Samba spirit for the next decade.